So, Katie, I'm really interested in how you would approach some of the common mental health issues that we see today. So I know we touched on that in our conversation. So can you sort of expand a bit more on that, what your approach would be?
Yes, well, the first thing to say, and this is quite controversial, but I'm just going to root it in my system of medicine, that in Chinese medicine, we approach mental health through the body. It's body to mind, not mind to body. That is a massive sea change of approach for people who are suffering with mental health, because how many times am I going to say because what happens is when you've got these 12 organs of the body, they are responsible for every aspect of your health, your biology, your physical health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health, and they're all connected in this yin yang. Okay, and the minute it's in the bodies have these meridians, these rivers of energy that flow all over the body, and you can access it. It's not some gland in the brain that only can seem to get accessed by some kind of biochemical. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. This is great that we have that, but there's another approach over this way. So that's coming in that way. We can come in this way and go, it's in the body. It's in the body. And of course, if you see an acupuncturist, particularly a 5-element practitioner, they will be able to, of course, acupuncture. But I'm in the self-care. Okay, my element is right over here. Well, I'm like a toothbrush. Okay, what can I do for myself? Okay, well, the first thing you can do for yourself is understand what's going on. So depression is largely aligned to the liver, not completely, but largely. Low mood, that kind of like not quite depression, which sinks deep down, but that more kind of gloomy feeling, just low ebb, just nothing's sparkling. You're not depressed, but you just don't feel alive. That's the lung. Okay, worry, when you're worrying yourself round and round and round into exhaustion, that's the skin. Okay, if you're frightened to move forward, that's the kidney. And if you're anxious, that's the heart. And the minute you've just identified that as a pattern, that is just a pattern and it's the organ, then you can start to address it, because you can actually recognize that it's actually an organ problem. And therefore there's obviously an imbalance with the organ. If we can allow the energy of the organ to flow smoothly, you're going to start helping yourself. It's not a substitute for Western medicine advice. This is not now, don't go and see your Western doctor. This is not that. This is as well as identify from another approach and do them at the same time, because you'll help to balance the body. Because in Chinese medicine, a balanced body full of qi doesn't get sick. It has no symptoms. And that's what we're looking to do. We balance the body like a garden. It's literally like a garden. And Yang Sheng, which is the name of the book, means nurture life. This is a nurture. It's like a mother's caress rather than going to the doctor. So I'm basically here to educate people about how to nurture themselves, but it is not an alternative. We were saying that breath is the #1 healing modality to the body. Okay, #1. Never mind food, supplements, anything you buy, nothing. Breath is free. Okay, and when you're healing with breath, the Taoist masters knew all about it, because you see, in the old days, food used to be scarce sometimes. So there were times when people, like when you had a COVID outbreak, you didn't have a local M&S. You know, you would starve. You would starve. It was a pandemic, and the crops would fail, and there'd be no food. And so breath is something which is free and accessible to all of us all the time, no matter what. And the Taoist masters, of course, would take it to the nth degree, and they would go up into the mountains and not eat anything for months on end and just live off like saliva and air, which is what they did. And they'd lived till they were like 500 years old. But, you know, none of us are probably that bothered about living till we're 500, but we can learn a thing or two. So the simplest format is what we've called in the Heyu method the rescue breath. It's what you're doing is you're literally breathing here, which is the lower belly. Okay, that is called the Dantian. This is the energetic center of the body. Okay, and if we do it together, all you do is just put your hands there so you know where you're going. So we're here to there, and you just breathe in, and as you breathe out, just imagine a smile down in the lower belly where your hands are. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine a smile. Just do one more. Breathe in. Breathe out, imagine a smile. And if that's relaxed you, you can stay breathing down there. So in 3 breaths, we've taken you to meditation. That is called the smiling breath in Chinese medicine. It's the simplest breath there is because it takes the monkey mind, which is the whirring, down to the belly brain, which is the second brain, the root of the vagus nerve. The slowing of the breath calms the heart rate. All the whirring that's going on up here goes down, sinks down. And by holding your hands there to start with, it gives you where to go. You can feel it. Then that's the every day the meditation I do, which is less well attended, but in my opinion just as valuable, is allowing yourself to go down into that breath. And you only need to do 1 breath, and you have reset the stress response. That's why it's so powerful. You go into rest and digest in 1 breath. So again, back to mental health. Anxiety. A lot of these issues are exacerbated. Not caused by, but exacerbated by the absolute chronic epidemic, pandemic of chronic stress.
Yeah.
Is the pandemic we are dealing with right now. Whilst COVID has affected all of us, not all of us are infected. Stress is everywhere, every person. It's playing havoc with our bodies. It's killing us.
Yeah, totally. And it's interesting how people have learned to accommodate and think that level of stress is normal because they just keep going through it, so they're not used to feeling any different. I've had clients who find it really difficult to relax, because it's an alien state until they start doing that type of breathing, and then they start to actually feel themselves come back into their body. Katie, I'm really interested in your 6 healing sounds, because you mentioned the vagus nerve and sort of vagal tone. And I'm wondering, those sort of, so there's the work of Peter Levine, when we talk about sort of trauma, and he does this sort of breathing where it's when he breathes out, which helps sort of stabilize and help with vagal tone. So I was interested about your 6 healing sounds for a nighttime tune-up.
Yes, well, just before we did the actual 6, just on that subject, the Om, which I know is a bit more yogi, but of course the information that ended up in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine came down from Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibet. And if you look at the geography of the world, it all went up the mountains and kind of came back down again. So using the simplest vibration is incredibly powerful on the body, and the easiest of all is the Om. And you can, if the healing sounds are getting a bit like, I don't know about that, I can't remember them all. Just if you Om before you go to sleep, try it tonight. You just breathe in, Om, and then breathe in and Om, breathe in and Om. You'll go to sleep. It's the basic shift of vibration that you need in the body. Now, added to that basic one is the 6 healing sounds, because back again we go to the organs, you see. So the basic is the whole circulatory system, which is the shaking and the drumming and the tapping and the omming. That's your basic, okay? Then you layer on the organs, because the organs then are the next level on. That's the 6 vibrations. So they're nuanced. So the nuance, you start with the chest. I normally use my fingertips. And we go
with you.
Why not? Then you go to the heart. Then you go to your spleen, which is on your left, which I get muddled about. So left,
okay.
Your left and forwards, and that's Then you go to your right, which is the liver. And by the way, the sound of the liver, so I put a tone through it and go, but you can go, isn't it interesting that that's what we say to a crying baby?
Oh, yes.
Soothing its liver.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting? See, it's in our culture. Shakespeare talk about this. All of the stuff that's in this book. Wow. It's fascinating. Right. Then anyway, on that, wow. Right. Then you go to your kidneys. Here. Like
yeah.
Just
holding the kidneys.
You don't drum them because they're sensitive. You can squeeze them if you want a little bit, but and then finally, you go up and down the sides like this, and we go and my dog's just gone nuts.
That's really interesting.
What was amazing was one of my communities sent in this video of her dog, and she was doing the ha on her heart, and the dog was looking at her, and he starts whooping. So she had to do it on him, and then he went.
Really?
He started doing it on herself again. He started woofing again.
Oh.
On Sunday.
Oh, he wanted to join in. That's so sweet.
Absolutely amazing.
So would you do those breaths in the morning then? Or can you do them anytime through the day if you get stressed? Or
well, they are those healing sounds are amazing. So if you're really ill, you're really tired, they are like, I call them like the probiotics of the body of healing, okay? Or the like they're the absolute like origin of health because it's vibration. So we do them in the morning after we've done stuff. We then go into those high sounds. You can feel how the body feels gracious at the end because they're very high frequency. They're beautiful before bed. They really allow. The trick to before bed is we've got to get the body relaxed. You've got to get circulation moving because what happens is the circulation goes in at night to heal the organs. And if the circulation is full of toxicity or it's stuck in the muscles from the stress response or it's full of negative thoughts or stress hormones, then there's a fight that takes place. And the body doesn't want that blood going into the organs. It's toxic. And then we don't sleep properly. And then, again. So you do the tapping, shaking to get that blood moving correctly. And then you vibrate it nicely to get lovely, clean energy going into the body every night to restore the body at night. It's so simple. It's all free.
So you recommend tapping, before bed?
I tap. What I do is, you see, the tapper, these tools can be used in a myriad of ways. So in the morning, you can properly be invigorated. Slow it down. Go gently. Breathe. Just go slowly. You'll start to notice that after like 5 minutes of this, it becomes very soporific. The thing is about this stress response, this all-important stress response, is we've got to learn. I'm not sitting again, try not to get stressed. That is the most useless advice, like to give it. It's like completely, in fact, actually stressful, just even giving that suggestion. So what you do is you recognize that our bodies are stressed, and we, throughout the day, reset with one breath at a time, one breath. We tap throughout the day because the circulation goes into the muscles for fight or flight. That's what the body's doing. That's our best. So then we go to the gym, and then normally people are like doing like active exercise because they've been sat at their desks all day. So they want to like run and then it creates another problem. That stresses the body. So what you do is you use your tapper. Shake at your desk, like just every hour, just get up, shake, tap. When you go to the gym, if you want to do vigorous exercise, it's fine, but tap afterwards because you've produced a load of stress hormones. By vigorous exercise, you need to then deeply relax the body. That's why you do yoga nidra at the end of yoga. You should be in a completely relaxed state by the end. We just jump off the treadmill and have a shower and go home and then get on to the next thing. That produces more problems. So then at night time, when you're ready to go to sleep, use the body restore on the body, use the tapper, do the vibrations, wash your feet, allow the circulation to now get free of the toxicity of stress. Work with the body, work with the systems of the body so that the body can deal with it.